y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's India. So today's video is going to be a 1 month update on my knotless box braids, knotless braids, whatever, that I've been wearing. So I put these in originally 1 month ago exactly, I think, or like a month and a day or so to go on vacation. And so, by the way, like, I'm not wearing makeup because my foundation no longer matches me, so that's wonderful. I went on vacation and I was gone for 2 weeks, and when I got back and tried to put on some makeup, I was like, okay, it no longer matches my neck or my chest, so you will be seeing me barefaced until I get a foundation that matches my skin, which I really can never find at all. I have a neutral skin tone and it is extremely, extremely hard to find a foundation that matches my skin. It's actually absurd, the fact that I don't have a foundation that matches me. But that is besides the point of this video. So this video is about knotless braids. So like I said, it's been a month. So let me show you guys how they're looking. Now these one, two, three, I redid like a week or two ago. And then the rest of them are all of the originals. So let me just show you guys how they're looking. So yeah, that's how they're looking. They are holding up pretty good. Of course, the length of the braid still looks really nice, just like the day I did it. But of course, the top part of my hair has frizzed a lot, as you guys can see. Like, I have flyaways and stuff. And then I also have some dandruff as well, because I have a super itchy scalp, a super dry scalp that causes me to scratch it. So I have like flakes of dandruff and stuff, which of course I try to knock out. Now, normally I don't have to worry about that because I wear big curly crochet braids and you can't see it anyway. So that's another reason I love crochet. I can keep a crochet in for as long as the hair is looking good, but like for these braids, top has already started to frizz. So I've just been using like some mousse. I use either my Jane Carter Solutions or like the Motions wrapping foam mousse, I think it's called, in the gold like bottle. I'll use some of that, and then of course I just lay my edges with my Eben edge gel or edge control, whatever it's called. So yeah, that is how they're looking. I think that the thing about knotless braids is that you have to be okay with having some type of frizz at the top and having them not stay like as neat as it would be if you got a box braid. So there are two things about this. One thing is I started the braid, well, I started adding hair into my braid further down than people normally do, or than some videos that I've seen. So this, like, all here is my hair, and then I started adding the braiding hair halfway down the midpoint of my hair. So all this at the top, that's why it's more frizzy than some other people's you may see, because I added the braiding hair further down. If you start the braiding hair like at the top, like maybe you do like, you know, cross it over like 2-3 times and you start adding the braiding hair like right here, then it'll be more sturdy at the top and then it's less likely that it will frizz. Also with knotless braids, it's all about the fact that there is no knot at the base of the braid, which is why your sections are going to start looking older faster. So you can see this here, how it's like, it's looser at the top because obviously my hair is growing, but if I had a knot there, this would have stayed sturdier longer, if that makes any sense, because you have like a knot at the top holding all the hair together, versus when you just braid it, you know, regularly from the scalp, it's not as sturdy to begin with. So of course, as time goes on, it's only gonna get frizzier and looser and whatever. But I would never go back to regular box braids with the knot. I haven't had regular box braids with the knot since I was like 12. And I didn't wear braids for a super long time because, if you guys know, I suffer from migraines, and so I cannot deal with heavy hair. So when I saw this technique come out, I was like, oh, that would be great. I can add the braiding hair further down the braid and then I won't use as much hair. And then of course, by me doing my own hair, I know that I want bigger boxes and smaller braids, and then I don't want like a ton of braids and a ton of hair in my head. So anyway, that's just a way to kind of combat it if you suffer from migraines as well and you can't deal with heavy hair. But overall, the pros and cons of knotless braids would be that, one, the con would be they don't last. No, not that they don't last as long, because they last as long as you keep them in your head, but they don't stay looking neat as long as a regular box braid would, and then you'll experience some frizz if you add the braiding hair further down the hair shaft like I did. And then also, well, this is just a general con for braids. If you have a dry scalp, you're going to be able to see the dandruff if you're wearing braids or like twist or something, and you'll have to go in. And I spray my scalp with aloe vera juice every like couple of days to help keep it moisturized, and that some of that getting on the hair like down here and whatever has also caused frizz, of course, because it's wet. So yeah, but you'll just have to go in and kind of just knock out some of the dandruff. It's really not too bad. It's not like I have a ton of flakes like all in the front of my head, so it's really not that big of a deal. But that can be a con for this protective style in general. And then the pros would be that it looks super natural. Like, I love it. I love how natural it looks. I love that it's not heavy. I love that I don't have a big bulky knot at the top of all my braids, just making it it just makes it bulky. Like, it just makes it bulky. And I like that it's not bulky, and I like that my braids are super long, even though that has absolutely nothing to do with pros and cons. It's just about how long you make your braids. Mine are super long. If you guys have not seen the first video that I did on these box braids, I will link it in the description box or in the card on the video, and y'all can check that out, where I talk about the hair and I show you actually my technique for doing the knotless braids. And of course, it was my first time doing them, so they are not perfect. I'm not a professional, okay? So yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to say about these braids. Those are pretty much my pros and cons, and of course they last as long as you keep them in your head. So by the time I take these out, it will be 6 weeks, which is a month and a half, which I think is really great for braids. And of course, you can always go back and do like the touch-up, which I used to do when I was like a kid, which is I would go back to the braiding lady and whatever, and she would redo like the whole perimeter, so like all the front and then all the back, and then wherever I parted my hair. So if I parted it here, she would do like these 6. If I reparted it in the middle, she would do like these 6. And so that just helps to give it a fresher look. So that's a little tip if you did your braids yourself and you know how to do it. Obviously, if you went to someone, you'd have to go back to them to get a touch-up and pay more money, but that's besides the point. Okay, so yeah, that is all I wanted to tell you guys about these braids. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out the first video for hair information and like techniques and stuff, and then that will be it. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will be back with more content soon. We're going to be adding some new things to this channel that are not hair related, so if you're interested, be sure to subscribe and stick around for that, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!